Alright guys, so today this video is going to be serious. Seriously. Anyway, in all seriousness though, I'm going to tell y'all about the adoption process. And for some of y'all who don't really know how that works, it is a process. It really is a process. Like, people just think that, oh, people just sign away on the dotted line. Yes and no. There's a whole lot more to what goes on behind the scenes other than just signing a paper and giving the child to the family. So without further ado, we're gonna get into this video. So I know this isn't like my typical videos that I put out. I decided to just do this one because I was inspired by watching someone else just talk about their story and just what they went through. I decided that people should know, like, you know, everyone who is in the adoption process or has gone through it should, I guess, be able to just share, you know, what they went through, their experiences, just so they can help people who are in that same, I guess, boat with them. Subscribe to my channel if you really enjoyed this video. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about my background later on in another video. I'm gonna tell y'all my story and just how my adoption went and where I'm at now. So yeah, let's get into it. So for starters, the adoption process, adoption in general is just a great thing. I encourage anybody who is thinking about it, who wants to pursue it in the future, to do it, to just jump on it and do it. We need families to adopt kids. There's so many kids out there in desperate need of adoption. I'm just blessed to be in a situation where I was adopted at a really late age, which, like I said in another video, I will tell y'all about that. So the adoption process is basically, it can take anywhere from between, I'd say, a couple weeks to years, honestly. If the home isn't necessarily up to standards for adopting, and if the paperwork just takes forever to go through, you know, it's not just a, hey, I want this child, sign, and you get the child. It's a whole lot more to it. They look into your background check. They look to see, like, if your home qualifies, if you make a certain amount of income to be able to support the child, and all that. So there's a lot more to it. So basically, your child, or the child that you want, is basically put on this website that is almost like, and it's a horrible thing to say, but it's almost like a human eBay. Basically, they have like a short little bio, they have a picture, and then you can decide from there, by that kind of information, if you want to keep the child or not. So basically, you're going through the website, you're looking, you're scrolling, and you come across a child that you want. So basically what happens is you say you want to know more about this child, and they'll send you the whole child's file, and from there you can really get a good idea of what, I guess, you're bringing into the house. Me personally, I don't really like how they have a file of my life, because you're basically judging the person off of their past, and not the actual person, not going up and personally meeting them yourself. That doesn't come on till later on, once you actually say, like, hey, I want this child, like, still after you look at all the paperwork and all that stuff. So there's some pros and cons about the adoption process that I'll get into in another video. So basically, after that, after you go through the reading the file, the second step, or third step in doing this, is visits. You'll have anywhere between 4 to 5 visits, depending on how long the process takes. Me personally, I just had one visit, but my story is a little bit more unique. I found my family at an adoption picnic. We met each other there, and so that was our visit, and then we had another one closer to the time that they actually adopted me. So there's only like 2 times, I guess, that we met. But some people can meet once, some people can meet 6 or 7 times. It just depends. And so once you have all those meetings, I think that's whenever things start getting like the ball starts rolling, and that's whenever you kind of know that hey, like this is gonna like work, you know, like we're about to adopt you, like you're about to join our family. So after that, you decide to pick a day that you are going to be adopted, and basically that's whenever you're adopted. So once you move into the family, move in with the family, you have a 6-month like trial period. Again, that's a really terrible term to use, but it really is what it says. I mean, like what it says. There is a trial period for 6 months where the family really like gets you in the home. They see how your behavior is and all that stuff, and then they really truly decide if they want you or not. So after that 6 months, there will be a like court hearing, and you will get your name legally changed to whatever name that your family has. So that process is it can take a very long time. I kind of simplified it for you. There's a whole lot more as far as adoption parents goes that goes on behind the scenes. But from a kid's point of view, that's kind of my perspective of the adoption process. Like I said, mine's a little different because I found my family at an adoption picnic. They didn't really like go out looking for me. They just read my file because they actually met me, which I encourage a lot of people to go out and just meet kids. You know, like don't necessarily like base your whole like I guess decision off of the file. Go out and meet them. Like if you have an adoption picnic or something where like you have a chance to meet kids that you are potentially wanting to adopt, I would encourage everyone to do that who is available or able to do that. Like I said, there's going to be another like a couple more videos coming out about adoption, my personal adoption, just any other questions or anything that y'all have. Please like comment and subscribe, like this video if you enjoyed this or if it was very informative, if you learned something from it, because I feel like a lot of people have a misleading, I guess, idea of what the adoption process is and how that works. They can be misled in the way that they just think that like even the simplest things, like maybe like, oh, like you stay in foster care like your whole life. That is not true. You actually age out at 18. So if you have any more questions about that, like to me personally, I've been kind of in and out of the foster care system, and so I kind of know a lot about the adoption process and just foster care just in general. So please comment if you have any questions, and hope to see you again.